Hi there and welcome. If you're looking for a fun, stylish and practical crochet project, you are in the right place. Today I'm going to show you how to make this beautiful Lacy water bottle holder. It's perfect for staying hydrated on the go and looking cute while you do it. It features a lovely open stitch design that's light and breathable, great for warm days, and it comes with a versatile adjustable strap so you can wear it crossbody on your shoulder, or you can even carry it by hand. This project is beginner friendly, works up quickly and makes a great gift too. I'll walk you through each step from the base to the lacy body and the adjustable strap, so even if you're new to crochet you'll be able to follow along easily. All you need is some yarn, a hook, favorite water bottle. So grab your supplies, get comfy, and let's get started. And here are the materials that we will need for our water bottle cover. Firstly, I'm going to be using Dishy yarn, which is a worsted weight 100% cotton yarn. It comes in loads of different colors. It's 190 yards per 100 grams. And as I said, it's 100% cotton or category 4 weight yarn. So I've got these three lovely colors, but there are plenty to choose from. For the hook, I'm going to be using a 5mm or H size crochet hook, and I've also got some scissors for when we finish, and we'll need yarn needle just to sort out a couple of ends. But most importantly, you will need your water bottle that you want to make this cover for, because I'm going to show you a couple of ways that we can adjust the size of the water bottle cover to fit your bottle. So mine is quite kind of narrow and tall, so I'm going to be making the water bottle holder to fit my bottle. But if yours is slightly shorter and perhaps a bit wider, kind of a bit fatter, I'm going to show you how to adjust the size to fit your bottle. Okay, so we've got our materials, let's get on with the tutorial. So let's start with the circle that's going to sit at the bottom of our bottle. So if I just quickly measure my bottle to give you an idea, the bottom diameter is about 7 centimeters there on my bottle. But as I said, all we need to do is actually adjust the circle that goes kind of round the bottom of our bottle, and then we'll be okay to carry on. Okay, so firstly I'm gonna create a magic circle. So I'm gonna grab the yarn and wrap it around my finger like this until I've got 3 strands around my finger. Then I'm going to pop my hook under the first strand like this, grab the third one and pull it through like this. Okay, then take it off my finger and literally chain through that loop and tighten it down. That creates our magic circle there. Now what we're going to do is work 12 half double crochets into our magic circle. So for the first half double crochet I'm going to chain 2, so 1, 2. Okay, this chain 2 counts as the first half double crochet, which leaves me 11 half double crochet to work into my magic circle. So that's yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over and pull through. Now I've got 3 loops on my hook, then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on the hook, which means I've got 2 half double crochets now. And again, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops on a hook. Okay, so continue working up 12 half double crochets in total, and I'll meet you back when we close the round. And here we are at the end of round 1, where I've got 12 half double crochets worked into the magic circle. Now we need to close that circle up. So let's take a look at this tail end, and if I slightly tug on that tail end, you can see that this one loop is kind of coming up from the top, and there is one loop that's at the bottom there. Okay, so I'm going to grab the bottom loop and just pull onto it so it closes the other loop, and now I'm left with one loop and the tail end. So I'm just going to pull on the tail end and this closes our magic circle really tightly and really securely. And now all I'm gonna do is slip stitch into the top of that beginning 2 chain, which is right here. So slip stitch to join the round. Okay, so after round 1 we've got this little circle which is not quite big enough for the bottom of our bottle, so let's continue. And in round 2 we're going to increase this circle in size. Okay, so to start round 2 I'm going to again chain 2, and this chain 2 counts as the first half double crochet, and I'm going to work another half double crochet into the bottom of that beginning 2 chain, or in the same stitch from previous round. Okay, so that's 2 half double crochet in the first one, and I'm gonna repeat this all the way around. So that's 2 half double crochet into the top of the next stitch like this. So that's 1 and 2, and again 2 half double crochet into the next. And at the end of round 2 we should increase from the 12 stitches, we should double the amount of stitches. So after completing round 2 we will have 24 half double crochets. So go ahead, finish your round, and I'll meet you back when we join. Here we are at the end of round 2 where I've got 24 half double crochet stitches, and again I'm going to slip stitch into the top of that 2 chain, the beginning 2 chain there, to close the round. Now as you can see, the circle's not quite big enough for my bottle just yet. It completely covers the circle, so we're going to continue increasing. And as I said, this is the way to increase the overall size of your water bottle holder, is by increasing the size of this circle. Okay, so I'm gonna continue with round 3, which is again chain 2 for the first half double crochet. And now in round 2 we increased in every stitch. In round 3 we're gonna increase in every other stitch. So the first 2 chain counts as 1 stitch. Now I'm going to work into the next half double crochet, and I'm going to work 2 half double crochet into the next stitch. So that's 1 and 2 like this, and then into the next stitch I'm just going to place 1 half double crochet. Then into the next stitch is 2 half double crochets, and into the next stitch is 1. So we're basically alternating 1 half double crochet in one stitch and 2 half double crochet in next stitch, and continue working in the established pattern, and I'll meet you back at the end of round 3. And here is my circle at the end of round 3. So at the end of round 3 we should have 36 half double crochet stitches, and once again I'm going to slip stitch into the top of that 2 chain from the beginning of previous round. Now I know that this size of circle is actually big enough for the bottom of my bottle, so if I just quickly show you this way, you can see that it's big enough. So I'm going to stop increasing here, and I'm going to continue with the next step of the pattern. If you wanted to increase further because your bottle is probably slightly wider or anything, you can continue increasing the circle. So we started with 12 half double crochet, then we worked 2 half double crochet into each stitch, then we alternated 1 half double crochet with 2 half double crochet in the next stitch. So if you wanted to increase on the next round, you would work 1 half double crochet in first, 1 half double crochet in second, and then 2 half double crochet in the next. Okay, so we would be alternating 2 normal half double crochets with the increase, then 2 half double crochets again, then increase. Okay, so I'll pop the instructions on a screen for you if you wanted to, or if you needed to increase this bottom circle a bit further out because your bottle is a bit wider. But as long as the finish count of the circle is multiples of 6, we'll be fine, because that's going to work with the next part of the pattern. Okay, so I'm going to stop increasing right here, but as I said, the instructions on the screen should tell you how to increase for the next couple of rounds if you needed to make the cover for a bigger bottle. Now we're going to move on and start on the body of the water bottle holder. So we're not going to increase, and by not increasing, it's kind of going to start working up the sides rather than working on the bottom of the circle. So to start on the next round, I'm going to again chain 2. Now this chain 2 counts as the first half double crochet. And now what I'm going to do is work through the back loop only of the stitches. Okay, so I've got the front loop here, and then the back loop is the one further away from you. Okay, so we'll be working through the back loops there. Okay, so all I'm going to do now is work 1 half double crochet into each stitch all the way around, but only working through the back loops. And what this is going to do is actually give a definite line between the bottom circle and the sides of your water bottle. Okay, so go ahead and work up this round by working half double crochet through back loops only, and I'll meet you back at the end. And here we are at the end of the round again. I'm gonna slip stitch into the top of that beginning 2 chain to close the round, and the following round is pretty much exactly the same. We're just going to work 1 half double crochet into each stitch. So chain 2, and as I said, not through back loops, just through both loops of that stitch, half double crochet all the way around into every single stitch, and I'll meet you back at the end of this round when we join, and then we're going to move on to that beautiful lacy pattern to work up our water bottle cover. Here we are at the end of the following round again. So this is what it's looking like at the moment. You can see by working through the back loops and not increasing, we're starting to work up the sides of the water bottle, and all I'm going to do is just do a quick fit check on the bottom of my bottle there, and as you can see, that is fitting rather nicely, going up the sides of the water bottle. Now the other thing I was going to mention, if you need to adjust the size of the bottom circle, if you literally need, oh, by the way, this is what happens when you start filming with freshly painted nails, so please ignore that. So the other ways to adjust this bottom circle is that on the last, if you really need a tiny smidgen bigger, and if you do another increase round and that's going to be too big, you could replace the last round on the bottom circle. You could replace the last round with double crochet stitches instead of half double crochet stitches, because that will give you just that tiny bit of extra width of that bottom circle. Or if you you could actually make the whole circle in double crochets, that will increase the size as well. Or you could actually change the hook size as well, just to give that extra tiny bit of size, to kind of make it that extra bit bigger to fit your water bottle. Because if you increase by another round there, I mean, your bottom circle will be wider. If that fits your bottle, by all means, but sometimes it's that annoying kind of couple of millimeters that you just need to increase. So replace the stitches with double crochets on the last round, or make the whole bottom circle in double crochets, or change your hook size for a bigger hook. So that could be a few different ways on how to adjust the bottom size of the circle. The main thing to remember is we need multiples of 6 in terms of stitch count. Okay, so don't alter the stitch count, just play around with the size of the stitches or size of your hook. Okay, now we have finished kind of this bottom little basket bowl thing that's going to hold the bottom of our bottle, and now we're going to move on to that lacy stitch pattern. So let's work the setup round. So to start, we're going to chain 1. Now this chain 1 doesn't count as a stitch, and I'm going to work single crochet into the first stitch, so into the top of that 2 chain. We're going to insert the hook, yarn over, pull through. Got 2 loops on a hook, then yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, so that's our first single crochet. Now what I'm going to do is chain 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Okay, now I'm going to go back to the main round and I'm going to skip 5 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and into the next stitch I'm going to work another single crochet like this. So we're basically working these big setup loops around the whole round. So again, chain 7, 6 and 7. We're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and into the next one I'm going to work single crochet. Okay, and again chain 7, skip the next 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and into the next one it's a single crochet. Okay, so this is our setup round where we're just creating this big chain 7 spaces. So I'm going to finish off the round. I'm going to work all the way around and meet you back at the end. And here I have worked all the way around, but for the last space, so this is my first single crochet that I worked, and this is the one before the last. Now all we need to do is create the last loop between these 2 single crochets, but we need to change the position where we start our next round. So that's exactly what we're going to do now. So for the very last loop of your round, I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and now I'm going to work treble crochet into this single crochet. So yarn over twice, insert your hook into that first single crochet, yarn over, pull through, and now I'm going to go yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. And this basically means that we're going to change our position into the middle of that 7 chain loop, okay, because we need to start from this position for the next round. Okay, so for the very last round of the loop is chain 3 and work a treble crochet into the first single crochet to basically stay on top of this first loop. Now to start round 2, what we're gonna do is chain 1. Now this chain 1 doesn't count as a stitch, and we're gonna work the first kind of picot stitch, and we're gonna work it into the top of that treble crochet, which is this loop right here. Okay, so we're gonna kind of work back onto ourselves into the top of that treble crochet. So we chained 1, which doesn't count as a stitch, and I'm gonna insert my hook back into that top, yarn over, pull through, and yarn over, pull through 2, so that's a single crochet. Then I'm gonna chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, and then I'm gonna go back into the same space and work another single crochet into that space. So that is the first picot stitch that's gonna sit in between those loops. Okay, so what we're gonna do next is chain 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Okay, and now we're going to concentrate on this next chain 7 loop that we created before, and we're going to find the 4th chain. So 1, 2, 3, skip, and into the 4th chain of that chain 7 loop I'm going to work single crochet like this, then again chain 3 and work another single crochet into that same space to create the next picot stitch like this, and again chain 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Now skip the next single crochet, okay, and concentrate on that next chain 7 loop, And again, skip the first 3 chains, and into the 4th one we're going to work single crochet, chain 3, and another single crochet into the same space to create a picot. Okay, and again chain 7, okay, concentrate on the next chain 7 space, skip the 3, so it's 1 2 3, and into the 4th one is single crochet, chain 3, and single crochet to create a picot. And again chain 7, so I'm going to take you all the way around now, because the last stitch is going to be slightly different again. So next chain 7 space, skip the 3, and then into the 4th one is single crochet, chain 3, and single crochet back in the same stitch. And that brings us on to the last one. So what I'm going to do is chain 7, okay, again the last loop there, so skip the 3 and work single crochet, chain 3, and single crochet in the same one. Okay, and now this is kind of the first picot stitch, this is the last one. So what we need to do is now join these two with the chain 7 space, but again, because we need to finish at the top of that loop, we're going to repeat what we did at the end of round 1, and we're going to chain 3 and then work treble crochet into that first single crochet that we created right there. Okay, like this, and that again brings us into the top of that loop. Okay, so that's basically round 2 is your repeat for the whole water bottle cover, or for the body. So if I just put my water bottle there like this, it's obviously the stitch needs kind of stretching up. Okay, so this is where we are at the moment, and the more you work it up, obviously these loops will be kind of stretching up like this. Okay, so we'll have the little picot stitches in between these like diamond shaped openings like this. Actually it matches my bottle, I didn't even realize that's got kind of a diamond shapes on it. So the diamond shapes will be created the more you work around, and as you can see they stretch quite a bit. It's very net like fabric that we're creating with this stitch, so you will have to carry on repeating round 2 and then pop your bottle in every now and again and just stretch the last stitches like this to see how far up your bottle the fabric is actually reaching, because if I take it off it doesn't look like it would reach a very tall up on the bottle, but once you put the bottle in and kind of stretch the stitch over like this, you can see that it's actually kind of coming up to kind of half the bottle, I would say. So very easy, very quick to work up because of that open stitch. So what I'm going to do is now work up a few more rounds, repeating round 2, starting and finishing in a very same manner. So we're going to create a picot stitch in the first stitch, then chain 7, create a picot stitch at the top there again, and finish off by chaining 3 and working a treble into the first single crochet of the round to join. Okay, so go ahead and work up the height of your water bottle holder to fit your bottle. You can customize it, you can have it kind of go in 3/4 way up, all the way up, but leave yourself kind of couple of inches off the top, because we're going to finish off this stitch pattern with a solid stitch again, and we're going to create a handle as well. And here we are with my water bottle holder worked up. So this is plenty for my size of the bottle, because if I just quickly show you, it actually stretches quite well. So if I just pull these loops up like this, so this is plenty high for me to go, because we're going to finish off the top of the bottle again with a few solid stitches just to make it easier to use, and we're going to add the handles as well. Okay, so this is plenty for me. Make sure that you stretch these stitches up, because the weight of the bottle when it's full of water will obviously stretch these stitches up quite a lot. So just bear that in mind, and don't kind of make it way past the bottle. Okay, so if I don't pull it, it kind of comes up just over the half bottle, but make sure that you stretch these stitches up, because they will stretch under the weight of the water in there. Okay, so I worked up the height of my water bottle holder, and again finished off with chain 3 and the treble crochet into the first single crochet to stay on top of that loop there. Okay, what we're going to do now is chain 1, which doesn't count as a stitch, and again I'm going to work back into the treble crochet there and place 1 single crochet like this. So that's my first single crochet. Then I'm gonna chain 5, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Then I'm gonna skip the picot and find my next chain 7 space, and I'm going to skip the 3 stitches, and into the 4th stitch I'm just going to work 1 single crochet like this. Okay, so we're now connecting the loops and creating a straight edge across. Again, I'm going to chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Skip the next picot and find myself this next chain 7 space. Okay, skip the 3 chains and single crochet into the next one, and repeat this all the way around. Okay, so again I'm going to chain 5, skip the picot stitch and skip 3 chains, work 1 single crochet into the 4th chain. And as I said, repeat this all the way around until we reach that first single crochet of the round. And that brings me onto that first single crochet, so I'm just going to slip stitch into that first single crochet. And this basically, if I showed you with the bottle in there, because it kind of shows up the stitches better. Okay, so this is what we basically have done. We have just straightened off the last edge. Okay, so now it's going to be easier to work into. Okay, so it's just a straight edge across the top of the loops. And what we're going to do now is basically work 1/2 double crochet into each stitch all the way around. So I'm going to chain 2, and this chain 2 is going to count as the first 1/2 double crochet. Now I've got the chain 5 space in front of me there, so all I'm going to do is work 5 1/2 double crochets into that 5 chain space, which brings me onto the next single crochet, and I'm going to place 1/2 double crochet into the top of that single crochet. Okay, so that's what we're doing, just 1/2 double crochet basically into each stitch all the way around. So 5 1/2 double crochet into the next 5 chain space, that brings me onto the single crochet, and that's 1/2 double crochet into the top of that single crochet. And that's what we're gonna do. And at the end of this round we should be back to 36 half double crochet stitches, very much the same as the last solid round we did at the bottom. So go ahead, work up the round, and I'll meet you back at the end. So this is our progress so far. We are nearing the top of the bottle. We've done a solid round of half double crochet stitches. Now what we're going to do next is create 4 small openings in this solid part, and that's where we're going to insert then our handle, which is going to be movable. Okay, so you'll be able to make it longer to go over your shoulder, or if you then shorten it, you'll be able to just carry your bottle as in a handheld carrier. Okay, so next round what we're gonna do, like I said, is create those 4 openings. So let's go ahead and do that. Create our openings for the handle. We're gonna chain 3, so that's 1, 2, 3. Now this counts as the first half double crochet and chain 1 space. Then I'm going to skip the stitch at the bottom of the beginning chain and skip the next one and start working into the next one like this. And we're going to work 7 half double crochets, so 1 in each of the next 7. That's 5, 6 and 7 like this. Okay, so we got the first opening there. Now what we're gonna do is chain 1, skip the next one, and now we need to work 8 half double crochets. And 8. Again, chain 1, skip 1 and half double crochet in next, and 1 in each of the next 8 stitches all together. Okay, and 8. Again, chain 1, we're gonna skip 1 and then half double crochet to end. And at the very end, what we're gonna do is slip stitch into that second chain of the beginning 3 chain to join. Okay, and now as you can see, we've got the last round with 4 openings there. Okay, so if I put my fingers through there, okay, so on the front and on the back we've got these openings, and all that's left to do is just work 1 more half double crochet round. So we're gonna chain 2 to start, then 1 half double crochet in the next 1 chain space, then 1 half double crochet into each stitch until you get across to the chain 1 space. And when you get to that chain 1 space, we're just going to simply place 1 half double crochet into that 1 chain space, this, and into the chain space, and then continue with the next one. And that's basically the repeat all the way around. Okay, so 1 half double crochet into each, and half double crochet into those 1 chain spaces that we created as well. So go ahead, work your way around, and I'll meet you back. And just a quick note to say, so you don't lose stitches in the process, is when you work 1 half double crochet in that 1 chain space, when you then look at this first stitch immediately after the chain 1 space, if you look to the top, that top loop of that stitch kind of appears behind the stitch. Okay, so you can see how far back the top stitches are of that stitch. So make sure you work into the top loops of that stitch as well, otherwise you'll be 4 stitches short at the very end. Okay, so at the end of this round you should have 36 stitches, sorry. If you are 4 stitches short, is very likely because you skipped that half double crochet that is immediately after that one chain space, because those top loops kind of appear behind the stitch. Okay, so I'm gonna work into that one chain space, and then again, don't skip these top loops there of the next stitch. So as I said, at the end of this round we should have 36 half double crochet stitches. So go ahead, work it up, and I'll meet you back. We are at the end of the round, so at this point I chain through and we can just fasten off, okay, because we'll be making the movable handle separately. Let's just do a quick fit check onto my bottle. Perfect, there we go. So as you can see, this is what I was saying, that those stitches stretch. So I'm happy with how this is sitting on my bottle. So all that's left to do is work up the handle that we're gonna then put through these 4 openings that we created, and this will allow us to use the handle as kind of handheld, or you can extend it to wear it over your shoulder. So let's get on with the handle next. Okay, now our water bottle holder is finished. I'm just going to pop that onto the side because we're now going to concentrate on creating the handle. So I have decided to use the Romanian cord as the handle for my water bottle. So let's go ahead and learn how to do that. Firstly, I'm going to point out that I did change my hook. It's still 5mm hook, but it's just slightly more pointy on the head because the hook I've been using is kind of a bit rounded on the top, and I just need a kind of find the pointiest hook you have, because we'll be pushing the hook through some tighter loops. So I feel like the metal pointy hook is going to work better for this part, okay? But if you don't have one, we're gonna kind of work loosely so the loops are manageable. So what I'm going to do is create a slip knot. So I'm going to pop the loop onto my hook, twist them over, grab the tail end and pull through. Now leave this slip knot really loose, because believe it or not, we'll be working through that one. So I'm going to just tighten it up on my hook, but as I said, leave that loop kind of loose. Okay, you can see I haven't pulled it really tight, it's really still quite loose. Then we're going to chain 2, 1 and 2. I'm going to skip the first chain, and into the next chain I'm going to work 1 single crochet like this loosely. Okay, and now what we're going to do is I'm going to turn, and when you make that single crochet, you can see this loop down here at the bottom of that stitch. So I'm going to turn, and what we're going to do is insert the hook through that loop and through that beginning slip knot that we created. That's why we want it looser rather than tight, like this. Yarn over and pull through those 2 loops and finish it off as single crochet. Okay, and again you can see this loop at the bottom of that single crochet we made. So I'm going to turn my work and insert the hook through that loop and the loop next to it there. Again, yarn over, pull through, and yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, turn again, and you can see those 2 loops will be kind of jumping out at you. And again, single crochet through those 2 loops like this. Then again, turn your work and see those 2 loops here. So after the first couple of stitches, it's gonna become pretty obvious where to put the hook, okay? And it's just single crochets. So turn again, and it's these 2 loops here. And see what I mean about pointy hook? Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, turn again, and it's these 2 loops here, pull through, and yarn over, pull through 2. Turn again, it's those two loops there, like this. So really easy, really straightforward once you work out. But I mean, if you turn, there is no other two loops to kind of put your hook through but these two at the top. Okay, so that's the Romanian cord that I'm going to use as the water bottle handle. So go ahead and work up the length of your handle. You can, as you can see, you can completely customize the length of your handle at this point. I'm gonna go for about 100 centimeters or 1 meter from my quick measurements that I tried. I think that's gonna be pretty good length. So I'm gonna go ahead and work this up, and then we will finish it off by kind of threading it through those 4 openings that we created at the top of our water bottle holder. And we will also connect it into a solid loop, because we did say it was going to be adjustable handles. So that's what we're going to create. So have fun creating your Romanian cord. As you can see, it does grow pretty quick, and as I said, it's just straightforward single crochet, nothing complicated. And as I said, those 2 loops will be jumping up at you where to insert your hook. Okay, so this is where we are so far. It's pretty reversible, pretty nice. So I'm going to go ahead, work on my cord, and then we'll finish it off together. And as if by magic, I've got my cord all done and dusted. I think I went to 100 centimeters, then just tried it on quickly over my shoulder. And I think I took it up to 110 just to give myself that extra bit of room. But don't make it too long, because although not overly stretchy, I think the weight of the water bottle will stretch it a little bit. So what you don't actually want to end up is wearing your water bottle down by your knees. So make it shorter, because it will stretch over time and with use. So I have finished making my cord here, and all I'm going to do is just chain through, and we can cut this off. Leave yourself a bit of a longer tail end, because we're going to use this tail end to attach it. And then I'm going to just pull that through and pull it tight like this. Same with the other end. We left that first slip knot loose, but you can tighten it now, and we're going to use these 2 ends to attach it. So let's get back to our holder there, and we created those 4 holes. So all I'm going to do is now take my cord and just thread it the same way. So I'm going to go from the back to the front through both of the holes, and same with this other one. Okay, from the back to the front, and let's not twist it, so make sure it's all facing the same way. Okay, like this. So we don't want it to twist it, so I think I need to twist this one over like this. Okay, and what we're gonna do is just attach these 2 ends together, make sure it's not twisted. And now we're going to use these 2 tail ends to basically sew these 2 ends together. So I've got sharp yarn needle here. We're just going to pop it through. And now, like I said, I'm going to attach them together, and just briefly sew them through with a whip stitch. Whip stitch will do. As long as you secure it together, that's all that matters. Okay, so just 3 or 4 whip stitches to make it into a complete kind of circle there, like this. Okay, so that's all I've done. And now I'm gonna sew this end down one end of the handle. Like this. There we go, like this. So we can cut it off quite close. And now with this other end, I'm gonna do exactly the same, but I'm gonna go up the other side of the we're gonna sew it up the other side, just on that side, to kind of make it nice and complete. There we go, like this. Okay, so we've created a complete kind of a circle handle, but as I said, make sure you don't twist it in the process. And there we go. Now we've got adjustable handle that if you kind of pull it all out this side, you're gonna have a long handle that you can wear on your shoulder, or if you just pull it halfway, you're gonna have kind of short carry handles like this. So the last thing I've got to sort out is this one end. So let's go and just sort out this one end. And then we've got the water bottle holder finished, and I'll pop it onto the bottle to show you how it actually fits. And here it is. The water bottle holder is completely finished. As you can see, it's a really easy and quick project because this beautiful stitch not only looks great, but it actually works out super quick because you kind of skip all these spaces. So I hope you like it. We've got the adjustable handle here. As you can see, you can have it as a carry handle if you want to hold it in your hands, or if I just pull it through onto the one side, then it becomes this long strap that you can wear on your shoulders, or crossbody, is totally up to you. So I hope you enjoyed today's video tutorial for this quick and easy summer project, or basically all year round, because hydration is important, isn't it? So I hope you're gonna make some of these and share them with me on social media. It's really cute, and I'm gonna use this so much because I do love practical crochet projects that make your life so much easier, because with 2 young boys running around, my hands do need to be free. So this is totally ideal for me. So if you enjoyed today's video tutorial, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, turn the notifications on so you get the notification every time I upload brand new video tutorial. And thanks so much for watching. Until next time.